My name is JPS, and welcome to Just Power Washing Stuff. Today I'm joined by my friend Cyrus, otherwise known as Cupcake018. Cyrus has always had an interest in streaming and content creation, and there have been multiple times that we've appeared on each other's streams. He reached out to me and expressed interest in doing this kind of thing, and I figured, why not? I figured it would be a good opportunity for him to share his inspiration when it comes to content creation, as well as what has inspired his drive to start streaming. Anyway, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome to Just Power Washing Stuff, a series that I've mentioned several times is not original, but an idea I figured I'd give a shot, and I've been liking how it's going so far. Today I'm here with Cyrus, otherwise known as Cupcake_018.
Good morning. How's everybody?
Now, if you'd like to give a bit of an introduction yourself, feel free to.
Hello, I am Cupcake_018 across all social media. I am a aspiring content creator because it's a passion. And I also want to make money so I can retire my girlfriend so she doesn't have to stress out about her job, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm a content creator.
And you also want to have fun doing it.
Yeah!
Yeah, because there would be the option, like, if you purely aimed for making money, there's like the option of like going for the slop channel where you just react to thousands of like unusual TikTok memes.
Right, and I definitely don't want to do that. That is most definitely not my style of content. Mine is much more looking for humor slash, wow, what a cool clip. That guy did a really cool thing.
Right. Now, one question that I have for you to start off with is where did the name Cupcake018 come from?
So the name Cupcake comes from my girlfriend. It's based off of the series Hell's Bells. I don't exactly know how the name Cupcake ties into it. I've never seen the show. Was just fed this information and told this was my nickname, so I did that. And then 18 is my favorite number, so I just slapped that bad boy on there.
What's the significance of 18, if you don't mind me asking?
18 is the age that I moved out onto my own and my life became great.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I'll ask is what got you into streaming and content creating?
Something I always wanted to do since I was little. I originally wanted to be like a movie producer. You know, like and an actor. Is just always kind of into the whole entertainment thing. Kind of get a very bleak, generic, you know, heard it a million times kind of story.
Are there any like content creators in particular that have like inspired you?
Oh yes, Marky Moo for sure. Gotta love you some Markiplier.
Absolutely.
My fellow friends who are streamers, you in particular, you're very inspirational.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear that I could inspire you.
Oh yeah. I mean, you kind of have been going consistent for quite some time now.
Consistent is a little bit generous since like the day I pick, even if it's weekly, it is kind of a little bit random.
Yeah, no, you definitely mastered more consistency than what I have. It's just tough, you know, you feel like the stuff you're doing or the stuff you're saying is just not interesting enough.
Yeah, that can be a really difficult thing when it comes to streaming and content creation.
Mm.
That and like busy schedules can also put a damper on things.
Right.
Whether it's hard to gather people together for some kind of stream or if there's just like a lot of things in life just keeping you occupied, preventing you from doing so.
Oh, sure. Yeah, life doesn't pause for nothing.
This is another question that I have, like, out of curiosity, since since I also asked this question to Net, how much more free have you felt like ever since like ever since like having your own place? Like for when I was talking to her about this, I know she had mentioned that she had been able to yell a lot more out of out of like fear or anger.
Mm.
How freeing has that been for you?
It's been it's freeing in its ways. Um, yes, I'm much more free to be an adult. There's definitely drawbacks to that. You don't have the cushion, safety cushion of your parents anymore, of them putting food on the table and stuff.
Nor the financial security.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so for me, it was immediately out on my own. Is kind of electing to be homeless, more or less. Is living with the family, is living on a couch. It kind of became family, so I was no longer homeless.
So like
As
a
they were.
family that so like even if the family would not entirely be blood related, they end up being more family than the family that you previously lived with.
Yes, absolutely. It
I always
is
see
absolutely them.
I always see that as like a great message. Like if your blood related family are kind of scum, then like whatever holidays you celebrate them with people that treat you like family.
Right, absolutely.
As the amount of freedom also allowed you to like express like the screaming rage moments in gaming a little bit more.
Um, Somewhat. I still haven't gotten there fully yet. I have not gotten into a position fully yet. Moving in with another family, I still couldn't really scream all I wanted. And then when I'd finally gotten my own place, my own apartment, I still couldn't because, thin walls and also working there, I couldn't be rowdy.
Right.
Um, but I mean, I do get to occasionally hear when I'm home alone. And I mean, it's pretty cool. You get used to it pretty fast.
What would you say has been like the most uh rage inducing gaming moment you have ever experienced?
Oh man. I gotta actually have one memory that sticks out. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout.
Oh, really? Blackout? That recent?
Yes. Yep. 12 losses in a row.
Oh, dang.
And I had one guy left and I just barely couldn't do it. And I remember screaming to the point where I shredded my vocal cords and lobbed my controller out a window. It was the last time I had ever played Blackout.
I haven't really expressed as much rage towards gaming until like until like recent years, where there'd be examples like some some weird finicky controls on a SpongeBob game for the PC,
Hmm.
and then another example being like how difficult it was dealing with Glamrock Chica in Security Breach.
Hmm.
So it's hard for me to think of ones like outside of that because those are where my rage has been like the most vocal. Any like
Right.
any like rage where I feel like I'd have to step away is always like the silent kind, which appears to be the most dangerous if you ask me, because
Right.
you never know what could come with that. With like the screaming kind of rage, you got some kind of idea,
Hmm.
but with like the silent kind, it's like a case of it's like a case of the versus the devil you know.
Right. Yeah, no, I will 100% admit probably more than half of the time that I've spent gaming was spent in rage
Oh, really?
because I was one of the competitive gamers from the get-go. started with Mario Kart and moved on to Call of Duty and just kind of continued. I never really lost that spark for competitive gaming. I did take a very long hiatus, like almost a year of no competitive gaming, but I'm now back in that scene and better than ever, baby.
With the most that
It's
is, with like the multiple times that has happened, it is surprised me how it has never left you.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I just always find my way going back. It's just my favorite kind of game. It's really the kind of games where you get to shine and, compare your skill and you can train and practice and it almost feels like a sport, the adrenaline when you're in it and you're fighting and it's almost an addicting feeling.
Unlike the other side, on the other side of the spectrum, what would you consider is a is a gaming moment that had gotten you really interested in it? Something like the first game you played, or a particular moment in gaming that has like made it really stick out to you in a way.
So like what like a moment that got me into gaming to the point that I am now type of thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Honestly, Call of Duty MW3 sealed the deal. Black Ops 2 was out at the time. I was too broke for it, so I had Black Ops or MW3. It was like 11's first multiplayer Call of Duty I'd ever played. Was the most exhilarating feeling of my life being in that battle. I just remember being super excited. This was on a TV from 1998, mind you.
Oh wow, the hero is born.
Yep. So I'm playing on this big old box TV on a
Ah yes, the good
PS3.
old
You,
CRT.
yep, you can imagine the input delay. And I had no idea. I didn't know nothing about frames, input delay, none of that. I was just stoked. And now I complain if it's even a slight delay.
Yeah, I get that, especially if it's most technical difficulties in gaming or just setting stuff up in general are usually what would get me the most filled with rage.
Hmm. But yeah, no, just that whole feeling of feeling like I'm in a really competitive scene, first starting, playing my first multiplayer Call of Duty match was definitely what sealed it and what just sealed my fate for being a competitive gamer.
Have you ever gotten around to playing Black Ops 2 ever since?
Oh yes, absolutely. I played it last year, 2025. Probably during the summertime. I was playing some of the campaign and playing zombies.
Have you ever witnessed the chaos that is gun game multiplayer?
Yes, I absolutely did back when Black Ops 2 was much bigger. Because I did get to get it eventually in my teenage years.
Did you ever know like the one person that would be the knife goblin? I don't know if there's like an exact term for it, but you know what I mean. Not
Definitely
even
had that
aiming
guy.
to not even aiming to score points, just knife everyone.
Yup. Definitely. I couldn't put a name or a face, but I most definitely have had friends like that, and I have definitely run into people like that. Those kind of people still exist. You could go on Counter-Strike right now and play a gun game, and somebody will be on there knifing. It's
I mean,
just
I've
it's a
known
species.
I've known one for a while, and his name's Eric.
Oh, yeah, go figure.
I think there's a clip of it Will has saved, but Eric's shenanigans with the knife would would cause Nat to have the biggest rage I've heard in a while from her.
Hmm. She wouldn't like it when she finds out that I'm just as bad as Eric with it, and I will gladly score 0 points.
Ah, so it was an infiltration. Turns out you're one of the knife goblins too.
Uh, See, I pulled a fast one on y'all. I
Well,
get stabbed.
I'll admit I have certainly dabbled in that.
Hmm.
I think one of the few times that I did knife and the target was her, it was like one of the few times that she said "I hate you" to me.
Oh my goodness.
That's how much she hates being knifed in gun games. She gets like super competitive in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you that have like tuned in to like some of the streams that I do, he had made appearances he had made appearances on some of my streams as well.
Oh yeah. I'm the one who rolled the infamous number one 4 times
Yeah,
in Mario Party.
in Mario Party 3, I think it was. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was Mario Party 3. I knew it was one of the Nintendo 64 ones. And there's also the one clip from the stream highlights where he said like one of the most questionable things during a game of Pizza Tower.
Pizza Tower. What did I say?
He said something along. He said something after like talking about the bear sex in one game. And
Bear
and
sex.
yeah, you said something
Hold
along the
on.
lines of
I
I
feel like
saw.
I would remember this.
He said something along the lines of I saw it. It was interesting, and then I thought I first I thought you were gonna say that I saw it. It was mid, and then you said what was actually mid to you. Well, I don't want to say it.
Yeah, I don't remember. You'll have to tell me off camera. But I be saying I say a lot of crazy stuff. Like everyone will be shocked and be like, "Whoa, what
Oh,
the heck did he just say? That's out of pocket." But like that's just me every day.
oh yeah, I definitely feel that.
I just it pops up in my mind and then oh there it goes. And then suddenly my lawyer's calling me. You're getting canceled again.
Anytime that
Great.
anytime that I'll say like something questionable, it's usually, well, to some people it's definitely the most surprising. I guess I don't see myself as unhinged as people like Josh and Will, but
Mhm.
I will have my moments of saying something questionable.
It's cool to be on a podcast, though. I have not been on one since my own podcast back in 2021 that had a whole 2 episodes.
I didn't even know you had a podcast.
Oh yeah, I was the host of one. It was called Yods, which was the young, the old, the dumb, and Schwan.
Oh,
There were four
interesting.
of us. One was young, one was old, one was dumb, which was me, by the way, and one was Schwan, which was the last name of one of our friends that was on there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know like what had inspired this kind of series? What podcast like series had inspired this?
It was just what was popular at the time and what was cool. And just the same, the same strive to, do this whole content creation thing and just seeing it going, I could do that. And just kind of figuring out what I actually wanted to do with it. Uh, Podcast didn't last very long because we all had conflicting schedules and we were having to wait till 11 o'clock at night to do episodes at times, and that's, they're always tired and there's no energy. So they eventually just scrapped it.
It makes sense for like another podcast being started around that time because there it must have been like a very popular trend going on in 2021 where it'd be like a few guys in a Discord call
Yeah, it's
making a
a
podcast.
very saturated market for sure. I mean, everybody's grandma was doing podcasts. I mean, dude, you just you hear somebody saying, "Ah, I'm doing a podcast." You roll your eyes. You're like, "Oh, go, gee, another one. Nice, good for you."
Plus, like a lot of the
Uh,
podcasts that existed
right.
before that were usually in person had to move to either Discord or Zoom.
Right. And I get the whole annoyance because, you hear something 100 times, you get really annoyed with it, but I also understand why so many people do. Everybody's got the same passion. Everybody wants to be inspirational. Everybody wants to be able to, make a difference. Now, I don't want to say everybody. There's some in it just for the money, you know.
Right.
But there's definitely some who are like making these podcasts, and it's just like, I'm super excited. I love this. I've always wanted to, just talk my heart out and not feel annoying, because that's the whole point of the podcast is to yap your damn head off.
Yeah, for me, it's like a mixture of letting the other person yap about whatever they want, and sometimes I'll yap along with them about the yapping.
Hmm. Absolutely.
So it's more like a podcast slash discussion rather than just an interview. Because I will
Right.
have my moments where I
Absolutely.
want to chime in.
Oh yeah.
There have been like two inspirations for this kind of thing, even if it's like, well, obviously it's not the most original idea out there, but there have been two inspirations for this kind of thing,
Hmm.
and one of them does involve Markiplier.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently on Spotify, Markiplier had a podcast like series called Power Wash Pals.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
he would have like many different guests, not just people like his friends Bob and Wade, and someone like Ethan Nestor, formerly known as Crank Gameplays. But there was one point where he got someone like Jay Schlatt on an episode, and another point where he got someone like Ted Nivison on an episode,
Wow.
and then also an episode with Daco, another king of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, how cool.
And then there would be like several episodes where it'd just be him rambling to himself while playing Power Wash Simulator.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes it would be hard for him to get a guest on.
Hmm. Is that something you're intending on doing? Like, if you can't get a guest, you'll just do your own episode?
Oh, I'm one that definitely requires another person to yap with.
Oh, okay. Do you plan on having like recurring guests?
You know, I am open to doing something like that. Though at the same
Okay.
time, I also want to give like some newer people a chance, like people that haven't been on the
Oh,
series yet.
absolutely. Right. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Another inspiration for this kind of thing was there was a series that a former COD channel by the name of Hutch used to do called Quality Time with Hutch,
Mm.
and he would bring on another content creator or a friend of his that he would have like a podcast slash discussion with,
Hmm.
and that didn't involve Power Wash Simulator, but it did involve like gameplay going on in the background with
Right.
them just having a chill chat and having some questions for the other person that he's talking with.
Hmm.
I say former COD channel because I think he just focused his content on political stuff, which if he's gonna do that, so be it. It's not really my thing, but you do you, man.
Hmm. No, that's for sure.
As far as I know, it's not like an extreme kind, thankfully.
Hmm.
I sometimes wonder if it would be extreme in and of itself to say that I don't mess with extreme people.
Well, everybody's got their own opinion to themselves. It's
I mean, whether or not it's an extreme thing to say, like I don't mess with extreme people. Like if that in and of itself is extreme, therefore defeating the point, being making an oxymoron.
oh God, we're doing one of these things. Oh, you didn't tell me this was gonna be a segment in it.
No, I'm not. I'm not getting into politics. Don't worry.
God damn it. Well, you made it a good what? 2 episodes, an episode?
I was just wondering if like that would be an oxymoron in and of itself. Like if it would just defeat the point. It's more like a philosophical question rather than it is a political question.
Right.
Yeah, I could have gone with a question like I could have gone with a question like, would you rather have unlimited bacon or no more games, or games unlimited games but no games?
Games, unlimited games, but no games.
Yeah, that is another ancient question. it was given like a renaissance from Schlatt, but had originated from Mr. Stark, formerly of Machinima Respawn Inbox. And there was a fan that had submitted a question that was like, would you rather have unlimited bacon and no games, or unlimited games and no games? Now, I'm pretty sure the question was originally supposed to be like the second part was supposed to be unlimited games but no bacon. But the
Mhm.
fact that it says like unlimited games but no games, and how someone could see it being like some kind of deep philosophical question when when it really is just a massive typo, and the answer is pretty much rhetorical. You'd have to go with the bacon because at least in the end you have bacon.
Right.
If you have like unlimited games but no games, that pretty much just cancels this out.
Yeah. Then nobody knows what the fuck a game is.
Such a great segment from from that show. I
Mhm.
wouldn't recommend like every single segment because it was like ancient internet, and I don't think that's for everyone. It's one of those things where like a lot of things back then were considered hilarious, and nowadays they most likely would not sit well with a lot of people. But that's
Mhm.
understandable. Times
People are
things do change,
yeah.
and that's
People are
completely
just
understandable.
people are just louder, you know. People are louder to begin with because they want to not be uncomfortable anymore. People are finally voicing what they're uncomfortable about, and that doesn't mean that now, like, let's say a 9/11 joke, for example. That's to not to say it is now uncomfortable to make a 9/11 joke. It always was uncomfortable. It's just nobody was talking about it, and now they are.
That and I feel like timing has had an effect on it as well.
Hmm.
With another case of with another thing regarding that being a case of different strokes for different folks.
Right. And it being uncomfortable doesn't make it wrong. I just want to say that, everybody's got their own opinion. And I think that's what a lot of people get confused about is that there's not necessarily a rule book saying what's right or wrong. So
Yeah,
just because
just a
this is
different
right,
just people having a different view of what they consider funny or offensive.
right, just because this is right for you doesn't mean it's right for my sister, doesn't mean it's right for the president, but it's right for this guy over here too.
Right. It all comes down to like people having different tastes and that kind of thing.
Hmm. And people just realizing that being different ain't that big of a deal
I don't s-
because nobody really cares.
I don't see people as being like quote unquote snowflakes for finding something offensive, but nor do I see people as completely heartless and cruel or bullies for laughing at something like that.
Right.
It's one of those things
Yeah.
where it's like a completely different conversation to have.
Right. Yeah, no, laughing at somebody who's triggered ain't cool, but people who are triggered need to learn that the world's not going to cater and just stop everything that makes them uncomfortable.
It just takes
And
like
there's got to be a middle ground.
yeah, it just takes like a discussion of boundaries, like what one is comfortable with and what one is not very comfortable with.
Hmm.
It's definitely not black and white.
Right.
Plus, I had remembered seeing like there could be friends that will disagree with some kind of joke another friend makes. There will be people that will not be comfortable with certain jokes, but will not condemn the person in question. Because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, they know the other person. And I'm saying this in
Right.
more of a general sense, in case we run into an opportunity that is like, oh, out of context moment. He's talking about someone I know it.
Right.
Yeah, luckily we're not at a point where we'll start getting these like parasocial fans that'll look way too deep into certain things. Like if I told my friend Will to shut up and like someone that out of like playful banter, how someone would be like, "Did you see the way that he said that? There's obviously some beef going on."
Mhm. Right, nothing happening except we're talking about you. Yes, you sitting right there. You in the purple Poco.
Yeah, you,
You.
Todd.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck you, Todd. No, not you, Todd, other Todd.
I don't even know a Todd personally.
I do. I know a very, very powerful Todd. That's why I had to make sure I said that. So if he somehow ever heard this episode, he knows I'm talking about him. He's a cool guy.
I thought it was implying Todd Howard for a second.
Who?
The Bethesda guy.
Oh.
Like
Oh yeah, him.
in before Todd Howard is my next guest. I don't I don't see that happening. I don't think he'd ever be interested.
Never know. Ladies and gentlemen, Todd Howard.
Todd Howard on just power washing stuff.
Yeah. So Jason, what did you do in here? Oh my. You just half sprayed everything?
I was on my way to getting to the top, seeing what else I could clean. Just doing half the job. That's the American way.
Yep. Half-ass it and leave it for the next guy.
I feel like that's part of the motto that Homer Simpson has. Especially when it comes to when you don't like a job. You don't strike. You just go in there and do things of half quality.
Alright. Yeah, never really watched Simpsons.
Was it a case of not being interested in it, or were you just never allowed to watch it?
It was really both. I could definitely watch it nowadays. I just have a million other shows that I want to watch already.
Okay, that makes total sense. Because
Yeah.
I have plenty of shows as well as rewatching a lot of the Three Stooges shorts that I had missed out on.
Mm.
Well, I say rewatching and missed out in the same sentence. I feel like that cancels it out. I'm basically watching the episodes that I had not gotten to see on TV, which I think might also mean that at some point I'll have to end up towards some of the episodes that probably have not aged the best. Like especially with the standards in the 1940s, how how certain things were considered acceptable back then, which I don't think they ought to be. But it was like widely considered acceptable back then.
There's foreign object stuck in her VAGINA.
What?
Hmm.
That's not what I was implying.
People will understand the reference, don't you worry.
Think like another example of something like people like certain viewers of a content creator would always overlook, like if they happen to not play with a person that they played in weeks or years, that they just immediately assume that there's beef going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
I can imagine like some people having fun with that by just saying like, yeah, there's absolutely beef going on.
Oh, definitely.
Like, hey, viewer, if you don't see me play a game with someone in like 2 days, that means I absolutely hate them.
Right.
It means I want to beat them with a shovel. Just absolutely make sure that their cranium makes a clang sound. All cartoony and stuff. Is there like a favorite moment that you've had when it came to streaming? Like one in particular that has stood out to the most to you?
Um, my viral moment. I was streaming and suddenly gained a small bump of traction at first. I was playing some Minecraft, and then all of a sudden, I got another bump, and then another, and another, and by the end of the night, I had over 10,000 viewers and had racked up 40,000 followers.
Wait, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that is crazy. Was there like some kind of rebranding going on? Like, like, after that?
Yeah, there was a lot of personal stuff that went on that was kind of the
Ah,
cause of that downfall, and I was not mature enough for that level of responsibility that had hit me in my forehead.
so you had retired that particular account.
Yeah, not 100% willingly, but yes, I did. Um, and so it was just a huge responsibility that not that me at 19 years old I was not ready for.
And I have a lot of respect for the fact that you were able to catch on that to the possibility that you might not have been ready for that kind of level of fame.
Yeah, no, because it was a bit painful. I mean, you got to think your self-esteem. You've got to keep in check. You can't let these strangers get to you. You
Yeah, a lot of
know,
the
a
time
lot
that
of people are gonna say things. You're always gonna have haters because there's gonna be people that hate you no matter what you do.
yeah, a lot of the time when there are people that end up growing too quickly, sometimes I could mess with their head, take them down a darker
Mhm,
path,
mhm. That
either
is for sure.
either with imposter syndrome or the usual things that they end up getting caught for. And look at that. We have completed what I was not expecting was a no, actually I was kind of expecting that to be a longer level. And it was.
What?
It's probably the longest level one of the longest levels on here.
Mhm.
And I want to say thank you for agreeing to do this, Cyrus.
Absolutely. It is a pleasure.
Where should people go if they want to keep up to date with what you do?
The handle is cupcake_018, as you can see on the screen here.
Making sure to link the Twitch in the description, of course.
Oh, well, thank you.
As is customary with a lot of the guests on there being like either with their Twitch or whatever social media tags that they have.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, thank you again for agreeing to do this.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to be here.